Good morning. Welcome to Morning Plow. We are starting in our seated position today. I am going to take a little bit different approach to our flow this morning by starting a little bit lower going into Sphinx pose, and then to forearm plank and into Dolphin. And then we'll start working our way up through downward dog into forward fold, into our warrior one and humble warrior. So as always, I'm just here to lead and guide and give suggestions. Most importantly, listen to your body. Listen to how you're feeling today. Maybe you didn't sleep well last night. Maybe you're going to use yoga to just kind of work out some of those kinks today. So really listen to your body. If it feels like it's too much, it's probably too much. So honor that. If you want to go deeper than what I'm leading, go for it. Just listen to your body. Make sure that you are being respectful of where you are today. So with that, thank you for joining, and let's flow together. So join me in a seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Cross-legged, legs extended, maybe a pillow under the hips, maybe a block, whatever that feels like for you. And let's just start centering and settling in. So drawing the top of the head up towards the sky, release the shoulders away from the ears. Palms can be face down on the knees if you aren't quite ready to start receiving all the beautiful energy you're about to create for yourself. Or if you are, palms up. Palms up, it helps you to receive the energy, and it also helps to connect with the energy within your body. So if you really start settling the eyes and settling the mind, you can start feeling the sensation of the body, the energy through the palms of the hands. So draw the top of the head towards the sky, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Find those sit bones, maybe just check in with the sit bones, rocking slightly side to side to feel the connection of the hips to the earth. Soften the jaw, soften the skin of the face. Maybe lower that chin just slightly to open up the very top of the spine. Start noticing where the breath is this morning. As you're noticing, without losing the length of the spine, start softening the legs towards the earth. Just see if you can release the muscles just a little bit. And although it might feel a little bit strange, try to release the tongue from the top of the mouth. See if you can bring just a tiny separation between the top and bottom teeth. Scanning from the top of the head all the way to the bottoms of the feet, notice. Notice how the body's feeling. Notice if you're holding anywhere. Notice what feels good this morning. And when you notice what feels good, give a little bit of praise for that. And when you notice tension, send the breath to the tight places to just release and let it go. Start to deepen the breath. Long, slow inhales in through the nose. Long, slow exhales, either through the mouth or through the nose. When I first wake up in the morning, I like exhaling through the mouth just to really get rid of any stale air from the night before. As you start noticing that breath, notice that it starts slowing down. Honor that. Embrace that. That slow breath helps us to slow the mind and slow the body. Three deep inhales and exhales. Deep inhale, sending the breath all the way to the stomach. Expand the stomach, expand the ribs, sip into the chest. Long, slow exhale, draining from the chest. The ribs, drawing the belly button all the way into the backbone. 2 more times. Release the shoulders away from the ears, soften the jaw. On your last breath, let it be the longest breath. Really slow everything down on the inhale, slow everything down on the exhale. Maybe hold at the top, hold at the bottom. And then allow the body to come back to neutral breath. Maybe wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. If you love setting an intention for the day or an intention for the practice, even if it's just, I'm showing up to sit here. I'm going to be in child's pose for the next hour. Honor that about yourself. Maybe you're working on letting something go. Work it through the practice today. Or maybe you're just focusing on drawing peace and stillness into your life. Think about what it is that your body needs. Let your body receive it. Drawing the chin down towards the chest, keeping the alignment, but then releasing that chin towards the chest. Feeling if you're holding any tension in the neck. You can make slight movements here. Just slight mindful movements, noticing where it is that you need to open the neck. So I tend to like to draw the chin towards the shoulders, just slight movements. And then holding that space when I notice that there's tightness, I like just holding the space and maybe lowering the shoulders just a little bit more. And then slowly releasing it, trying to also open up on the opposite side. So oftentimes, when I work with my chiropractor and my massage therapist, if I'm holding tension on one side, they always encourage stretching the other side too. Sometimes we're holding tension on both sides, but we can really only feel the place where it kind of hurts. So make sure that you're mindful to keep the body balanced when we're stretching. And then bring the head back to neutral. Lower left ear to left shoulder. And again, notice the space. Be really mindful of where it feels good and where it doesn't feel good. When it doesn't feel really good or you feel like you've got a lack of mobility, really lean into it gently to try and hold that space. Maybe slight movements with the chin to really get into that sweet spot to open it up. Slowly come back to neutral, right ear to right shoulder. Continue with the breath. Release that jaw. And then slowly release. Gently allow the hands to come right in front of the knees or right on top of the knees. No pressure here. Just resting the hands. And then we're slowly doing our Kundalini rolls. So as we come forward, we're arching the back as if we're in cow pose. And as we circle back, we're leaning in, lowering the chin slightly as if we're in cat pose. So just slowly rolling, opening up the side body, warming up the spine, opening up the shoulder blades. And this can be as exaggerated or slight as you like. Just continue with the breath. Deep inhales and exhales. Usually when we do our cow pose, we're inhaling, and cat, we are exhaling. If you want to match the breath with the movement. And then coming back to neutral and reversing direction. And coming to neutral. Draw the knees underneath. Coming into your tabletop, nice long spine. Maybe slowly lean forward, just warming up the wrists a little bit. And then coming back to your neutral tabletop, walking the fingertips away. So both hands, I'm having the fingertips circle away from the body. And, you know, if you have limitations in the wrists, you know this about yourself. So only go as far as it feels good. Maybe the fingertips can kind of walk all the way to the point where the fingertips are pointed towards the knees. And maybe not. Stop where it feels good in the body, and then just slowly walking the fingertips in one direction and the other, and draw them in towards each other. Slowly bringing the hands back to neutral, and then bringing the backs of the hands. Do this one at a time, just so that you can have a little bit more control over the pressure that you're putting on the tops of the hands. And then switching sides. And releasing. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Long, slow exhale. Draw the knees out to the long edge of the mat. Release the hips down for extended child's pose. And we all know at this point, if extended child's pose is not restful, then you can always come into child's pose and draw the knees together, draping the arms next to you, releasing the forehead down. You can always invite a pillow underneath the hips. You can always invite the body into puppy pose, where the hips stay high and the arms sink low. So whatever feels good in your body. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then slowly allow the arms to slide back to neutral, knees together. Sitting in hero's pose, checking in with our alignment, engage the core. So bring the fingertips down towards the earth. Draw the top of the head up towards the sky. Soften the jaw. And then clasping hands with yourself, sending the fists down towards the earth, opening the chest, opening the heart, just warming up. And then slowly releasing, coming through tabletop, and then drawing the body down onto forearms, extending the legs long. Coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. And check in, this is a back bend, so if this feels like it's too much, draw the elbows away from the body to soften the arch of the back. So just giving yourself a moment, letting the spine warm up. Maybe extend the elbows wide and slowly release the chest down towards the ground, forehead to the mat. And then slowly on the inhale, roll the body up and flow all the way down. One more time. Inhale, draw the body up, and then slowly flow the body right back down, forehead towards the earth. On the inhale, coming back into Sphinx pose. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. Fingers are splayed out wide, pressing the fingertips into the earth. And then turning the toes under, engage the core, slowly peel the torso off of the mat, coming into your forearm plank. Pressing into the heels, checking in with the body. If you need to lay the knees back down to assist, we are just starting out. Allow the body to warm up naturally. And then slowly walk the toes in, send the hips high, coming into our dolphin pose. Maybe press into the heels. Core stays engaged. Fingertips are really pressed into the mat here. Long, slow inhales and exhales. And then slowly walk the toes back, Coming back into our forearm plank. Core is engaged. Jaw is soft. Continue your breath. And then slowly lower the knees all the way down, coming into Sphinx pose. So always, as we're making these slow, kind of mindful movements, always check in with your alignment too. Notice how the body is feeling. Make adjustments where it's necessary. Shoulders released away from the ears. Turning the toes under, slowly peeling the hips off of the floor, coming into our forearm plank. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Nice long spine, pressing into the heels, releasing to the knees if you need to modify. On the next exhale, lifting the hips, walking the toes in slightly. Release those shoulders away from the ears. Core stays engaged. And then slowly walk the toes back, coming into our forearm plank. Soft jaw, 2 more breaths. And then slowly lower the knees down, coming into Sphinx pose for just a breath. Exhale, release all the way down to the ground. One hand on top of the other, forehead released to the top of the hand. Bending the knees, windshield wipering back and forth. And then slowly come back to neutral, release the legs behind. Drawing the hands right next to the chest, draw those elbows in tight to the body. Peel the body off of the floor, pressing the mat away from the body, coming into child's pose. So release the hips to the heels, release the forehead towards the mat. 2 more deep breaths in through the nose, long, slow exhales. And then slowly release. Coming into your tabletop, bring your handprint, one handprint in front of where they are, turn the toes under. Lift the hips high, keeping the knees bent here. So almost like in a jackrabbit here. In the jackrabbit pose where the knees are generously bent, tailbone is lifted, it helps to give your body the opportunity to draw those ears in between the arms. Really press the arms towards the earth, soften the jaw. Fingertips pressed into the mat. And then slowly release the heels coming into downward dog. Pedal the feet back and forth. Continue to flow with the breath. And then slowly release. Coming down to the knees, knees to the long edge of the mat. Release the hips, extended child's pose. If you want to make this a more active pose, really press the fingertips into the earth. Maybe even tent the hands here, noticing the strength that it brings to the arms. One more breath. On the exhale, join me back into our downward facing dogs. Hips lifted high, fingertips pressed into the earth, ears in between the arms. Lift right leg high. And then keeping the shoulders square, now let's open the hip so that you're stacking one hip on top of the other. But try to keep the shoulders, so naturally my right shoulder wants to go up. Try to rotate it square to the front of your mat. And then bending that right knee, re-square the hips. And then step right foot in between the hands. Dial that left foot back toward the earth. So we're coming into our warrior one. You may need to shorten the stance of that left foot. Stabilize the body. Slowly start drawing the body up. So this can be a sweeping motion, or you can take a little bit of time and maybe step the hands right above the knee and slowly draw the body up and then sweep the arms up. So checking in with that left foot, Try to bring all four corners of the foot to the earth. So maybe even step it in just a little bit. Some people like that left foot at a diagonal, some people don't. So really find where it feels good in the body. We want hips square with the front of the mat. Bending into the right knee, knee over the ankle. Sweep the arms up near the ears, engage the core. Soften the breath for a few breaths. Shoulders released away from the ears. On the next exhale, sweep the arms behind the body. Hover the torso right over the knee. Eyes down towards the floor, humble warrior. Sweep the arms up on the inhale. On the next exhale, humble warrior. Arms stay engaged. Shoulders released away from the ears. Core is engaged. Jaw is soft. Sweep the arms one more time. And then stepping forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together, reaching the fingertips high. Exhale, swan dive the arms all the way down. And then taking a moment, checking in with the feet, maybe step a little bit wider. Feel the weight of the body evenly distributed between those 2 feet. Bend the knees generously, coming into your forward fold. So you bend the knees generously to the point where it feels like it's a little bit more comfortable to draw the top of the head towards the floor. Soften the jaw, soften the skin of the face here. And then if you want to deepen this pose, you can hold on to opposite elbows and sway slightly back and forth. Eyes can be open or closed. Or you can hug yourself behind the knees here. Deep inhales and exhales. On the exhale, release. Whatever's not serving you today, let it go. One more deep inhale. On the exhale, plant the hands next to the feet, stepping right leg back, left to meet high plank. You can always invite your modified plank here. Take a breath. Slowly on the next exhale, maybe just come forward on the wrists just slightly, and then bend the elbows slowly and controlled down. Tops of the feet come into play, either cobra or up dog. Shoulders released. We're just taking it our time with this slow little vinyasa flow. On the next exhale, turn the toes under, release the hips high, coming into downward facing dog. Lift the left leg high, three-legged dog. So take a breath or two in three-legged dog with left leg lifted high. And then slowly, keeping the shoulders square, open that left hip to stack over the right. Sometimes this feels a little bit easier by bending the knee. And then square the hips, look between the hands, step left foot forward, and then dial that right one down. So the right foot is dialed down, and again, either powering up from here into warrior one, or slowly allowing the body to rise. Squaring the hips, bringing that right foot forward just a little bit. Engage the core. Shoulders released. Hips are square. Left knee over left ankle. On the next exhale, sweeping the arms behind the body, hovering the torso, humble warrior. Really, arms are energized, fingers are pressed away from the body. Inhale, sweep the arm up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, sweep the arms up, stepping the feet together, palms pressed together, fingertips raised high. Core is engaged. On the next exhale, open the arms up wide, swan dive the arms all the way down. Generous bend in the knees. Bringing fingertips or palms to the earth, forward fold. Drawing the top of the head towards the earth. Jaw is soft. 3 more deep breaths here. Inhales and exhales. In through the nose, long, slow exhale, either through the mouth or through the nose. Step right foot back. Left to meet, high plank. Invite the low plank if that feels good. Shoulders over wrists, pressing into the heels. Core is engaged. From high plank, you can either lean forward, so coming onto the tips of the toes, pushing the shoulders forward, and then slowly releasing, or releasing to the knees coming down. Tops of the feet engaged with the mat, sweeping up on the inhale for cobra. Shoulders released away from the ears. Slow the breath down. Turn the toes under, lift the hips high, exhaling into downward dog. Look between the hands, step left foot forward, right to meet, forward fold. On the next inhale, sweep the arms up, bend the knees, release the hips behind for chair pose. Nice long spine, so try not to arch the lower back, try not to bring the hips in or tilt the pelvis in too much. Nice long spine. Exhale to rise. Mountain pose. Draw all 10 toes off of the mat. Slowly lower each toe one at a time. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Hips over knees, knees over ankles. Fully aligned. Top of the head released towards the sky. Arms are engaged. Engage those legs, the glutes, the core. Soften the breath. Bending the knees, sweeping the arms up near the ears, chair pose. Exhale to release, standing all the way up. Balancing. So I'm going to face you just for a moment. You stay towards the front of the mat, shifting the weight into your left foot, crossing right ankle over left. Slowly bending in. So this is a standing figure 4, also called standing pigeon. I do this a lot with my youth athletes. Shoulders released. To make this a little more challenging, you can sweep the arms up near the ears, bending into the knees. Release the hands to heart center, slowly coming back up. Sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Forward fold. On the next exhale, step right leg long, left to meet, high plank. Either lower to the knees or slowly coming down, bending the elbows, sweeping up into up dog. Always inviting cobra. So we're building on the practice here. Exhale, turn the toes under, downward dog. Look between the hands, step left foot forward, right to meet, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together. Exhale to heart center, thumbs to the heart. And then switching sides. So left ankle over right knee, and then slowly bending into the right knee, sending the hips back. So as you send the hips back, maybe play around just a little bit with the chest lifted and lowered to notice the difference in that feel. And then to deepen the stretch, release arms near the ears. On the next exhale, release the hands to heart center. Slowly release the body to standing, coming into mountain pose. Take 3 breaths here. Strengthening the body while finding stillness. Sweeping the arms up and over on the inhale. Exhale, swan dive the arms down all the way to your forward fold. Stepping right leg back, left to meet, high plank. 2 more deep breaths here. Release to the knees to lower or come to the toes, bending the elbows. Inhale, sweeping to up dog. Tops of the feet and palms of the hands are the only thing connecting. Exhale, release the knees, coming into child's pose. Release the forehead to the ground, sweeping the arms next to the sides. Long, slow inhales and exhales. Soften the jaw, slow the breath. Coming through tabletop. Stepping the legs back, coming into our cobra once more. Release the shoulders away from the ears, slight bend in the elbows. And then release everything down. One hand on top of the other, forehead release to the top of the hand. Bending the knees, slowly windshield wipering the legs back and forth. And then keeping the knees bent, release the left leg down, keeping the right leg bent. And then drawing that right elbow kind of right underneath, just coming into like a Sphinx pose to start with. Shoulders release. So try not to cave those shoulders in. Slowly release them away from the body. And now draw that right elbow towards center. Release the left arm long and then sweep it to the side. See if you can grab onto a pant leg, maybe the top of the foot, maybe the ankle, maybe just the big toe. Not losing that right shoulder. So naturally my body wanted to just kind of sink. Try to release that right shoulder so that the chest is still lifted. And then release. Switching sides, so bring the left elbow towards center, bend that left knee. Extend right arm long and then slowly sweep it to the side, all the way around and behind. See if you can grab onto a toe or the top of the foot. Pressing the top of the foot into the hand, not losing the left shoulder. So keeping the shoulder released away from the ears. And then slowly release everything down. One hand on top of the other. Forehead release to the top of the hand, bending the knees, windshield wipering back and forth. Sliding the hands, release the knees, slide the hands next to the chest, pushing the body up, coming into child's pose. So knees drawn together, releasing any tension from that lower spine. Forehead release to the floor. 2 more deep breaths here. And then slowly release to tabletop. So kind of matching the pose that we just did on the floor. So this is a little bit of an advanced sunbird. So if you like sunbird and you want to stay there, that's right leg extended long, left arm extended long. So left thumb up, right toes pointed down. To challenge this pose just a little bit more, bend that right knee. So the bottom of the foot is pointed up towards the sky here. And then taking the left arm long, sweep it to around to the side. See if you can capture the top of that foot. So it's almost a little bit like a modified dancer pose. Pressing the top of the foot into the hand. If this doesn't feel good in the body, or if you're thinking there's no way, then you can always stay with just the knee bent, both hands planted on the earth, or you can extend that left arm long, eyes towards the mat. Wherever you are, slowly and with intention, release. Knees out to the long edge of the mat, release down, extended child's pose. Take 3 breaths here. After your 3rd exhale, slowly coming back to tabletop, setting up for the other side. So checking in with the body, you can always stay at sunbird. So extend left leg long, toes pointed towards the earth. Right arm extended, thumb pointed up. If you want to go a little bit further, bend that left knee, and then invite the right arm to sweep to the side and behind the body. Capture that toe or the top of the foot, and then press the foot into the hand. Core stays engaged, jaw stays soft to keep the flow of the breath in through the nose, long, slow exhales. One more breath. Wherever you are, slowly with intention, release. Coming into tabletop. And then release to child's pose. Knees together, drape the arms to the side, release the forehead down. Slow the breath. I say that for you, but I say it for me too. So slowing that breath all the way down. And then slowly on the next exhale, roll the body up to hero pose. So chin is released all the way to the chest. Slowly giving that spine such a great stretch all the way up, slow and with intention. Sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together, exhale to heart center. Take 3 deep breaths. Maybe draw in some kind words of praise for yourself today. And then slowly release to seated position. So you can cross the legs underneath and invite the hips back to the earth. Knees are drawn up, coming into our boat series. So for boat pose, we've practiced enough together. But if you're new here, and notice a couple of possibilities for new people joining us today. So with boat pose, you know, we're sitting. I often cue to have your sit bones connected with the earth. For boat pose, we rock away from those hip bones, and toes can be connected, and this can be your flow for the day. So palms raised, arms are parallel with the floor, core is engaged, spine is long here. And then on the inhale, you can lift the toes, and on the exhale, lower. So you can stay right here. If you would like to go further and do some real deep core work, you can come to our tabletop, and then slowly on the exhale, open the arms up wide, extend the legs out long, keeping the shoulders off of the mat. Core is engaged and probably talking to you. And then come back up to boat pose to me. Just 3 times. If you want to go further, go for it. Keeping the neck light. Nice long spine. Controlled effort. Take 1 more breath in boat pose. And then slowly release to cross-legged position. Finding those sit bones now. Sitting up nice and tall. Find your alignment. Release left hand behind. Fingertips pointed away from the body. Take the right hand towards the left knee, crossing the midline. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly twist, looking out over the left shoulder. Long inhales and exhales. As we inhale, we lengthen the spine. With each exhale, we twist a little bit deeper. Right shoulder released away from the ears. Soften the jaw. And then slowly release to center. Take one breath here. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together. Exhale to heart center. Release right hand behind. Left hand to right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. On the next exhale, slowly unwind. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together. Exhale to heart center. Inhale. Raise the arms up, palms pressed together. Release the palms and then draw the hands in front, slowly bringing the hands forward, forward fold. And then maybe releasing to the forearm, palms pressed together. So no matter if you can lower to the forearms or not, press the palms together and notice how the fold changes. Feel it in the arms. Like I can feel this kind of in the upper arms, the upper inner part of my arms. Long spine wherever you are. Sit bones are still engaged with the mat. Release the palms to the mat. Walk the hands to the left hand side, opening up that side body. Right hand on top of left. On the next exhale, slowly release through center, walking the hands to the right hand side, left on top of right. And then slowly release to center, release the chin to the chest, slowly roll the body all the way up, coming through boat pose. You can slowly release all the way down, or you can invite that last boat pose, sweeping the arms open, extending the whole body, and then slowly lowering all the way down. Take just a moment and feel the connection of the body with the earth. Take just a moment and feel the air crossing over the skin. Slow the breath down. Draw both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug and a kind word for all the health and energy that you have brought into your mind, body, and spirit. Slowly lengthen both legs up towards the sky, flexing the feet, feeling the shoulders and the hips connected with the earth. Extend the arms long, palms facing up. From here, you can continue to invite the legs to just stay in, legs up the wall. You can also bring the bottoms of the feet together into an inclined or an inverted butterfly. You can also invite the hips high, coming into a shoulder stand. So all of the weight of the body is in the shoulders, not in the head, not in the neck. Toes are reaching towards the sky. We're trying to achieve hips over shoulders. And if we're not there quite yet, that's okay. Yoga's about trying. It's not about showing up and knowing how to do everything. If you love plow, slowly invite the toes behind the body. Maybe the toes meet, maybe they don't. Weight of the body is still in the shoulders, not in the neck, not in the head. Deep inhales and exhales. Whether you're in plow, or whether you're in legs up the wall, or inverted butterfly, slowly start inviting the legs back to neutral. And then bending the knees, draw those knees in towards the chest one last time. Give yourself a hug. Maybe rock side to side. And then holding onto the knees, slowly rolling in one direction and the other. Extend the legs out long. Allow the feet to naturally open. Release the arms next to the sides. Palms facing up. Start softening the shoulders away from the ears, preparing the body and the mind and the spirit for Shavasana. Feel the vibration of the body in the palms of the hands and in the soles of the feet. Release any tension from the tops of the feet. Soften each toe one at a time. Release any tension from the lower legs and from the knees. Soften the upper legs. Release the hips. Soften the lower spine. Release any tension from the stomach. Release the upper spine. Open the chest and heart by drawing the shoulders towards the earth. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Soften the body down. Release the upper arms and the elbows. Soften the lower arms. Release any tension from the tops of the hands and release each finger one at a time. Release any tension from the neck. Soften the jaw. Soften the cheeks, the ears, the nose. Release any tension from the eyes and the forehead. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and on the exhale, release from the top of the head, inviting the eyes to close and softening the body all the way to the bottoms of the feet. For just a few moments, I'll let you rest, and then you'll hear my voice again. As you start to hear the sound of my voice, start bringing awareness back to your space, honoring your stillness, inviting small movements into your fingers and toes, maybe taking a stretch overhead. Checking in with your breath. As you feel ready, slowly rolling to one side, keeping your eyes closed. Gratitude always for the body's abilities, focusing less on our limitations, focusing more on just how incredible and perfectly beautiful we are. Gratitude for the mind to be able to show us the way. So as I was joining you in stillness, the thought came to me, not by my own doing, I doubt, but the thought came to me about how easy it is for us to take things personally, and how often things are not about us. So I always believe in that divine intervention, especially when I've invited you to stillness and I'm sitting here offering praise and blessings over each of you. So I can't not share it. But knowing, like today, when things kind of get under your skin, or you get annoyed, ruffled feathers, take a moment, take a breath, still yourself, and remind yourself it's rarely ever personal. We often meet the people that we encounter, whether it's our family, our neighbors, our friends, the people we encounter out in the world. We take our energy to them and we take on the energy they give to us. We oftentimes have no idea what those people are dealing with or experiencing, and same goes with them. They don't know what we're surviving or thriving in. So when you feel like someone's under your skin or has irritated you, take just a breath, remind yourself it's rarely ever personal. Usually when it's personal, you tend to know. So just know, as you're meeting the people that you are serving, as you are meeting the people out in the world, remind yourself, meet them, know that you're giving off your energy, you're receiving their energy. And maybe show a little bit of grace, because we don't know what other people are dealing with. They could have a smile on their face and be dealing with things that we have no idea that they're dealing with. So always starting with yourself, because peace begins with me, and allowing that to flow outwards. Showing grace, even to yourself, when you need to let something go, or you need to cut yourself some slack. Know that you are beautifully and perfectly made, just the way that you are, exactly the way that you are. I invite you to show up for us, vulnerably and authentically always. Show yourself the way so you can show others the way also. As you feel ready, slowly join me in a seated position to close our practice today. Sitting up nice and tall, bring the fingertips to the earth. Allow one last connection to help you to ground yourself for the day ahead. And then on the inhale, opening the palms and collecting this beautiful energy you help create into the palms of your hands. Bringing the palms together, exhaling all of that beautiful energy to your heart center. Thumbs to the heart to remind us we are all connected by no mistakes. By no mistake. So may you be safe today. May you be well. May you be at ease, and may you have peace. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.